If I were to write a book about Jerry Kapusta, most would call it fiction. Tonight I'm going to tell you some things about this man that would cause you to shake your head and ask, are you kidding me? But everything I'm going to tell you is the truth, at least from my perspective. Now I'm going to speak to you about the qualities that this man possesses that make him uniquely qualified for tonight's honor. Jerry Kapusta had a profound impact on Hardee High athletics beginning in '73, and if any single person can be credited with turning a football program around that had hit rock bottom, it was Jerry. He arrived in Wauchula as a member of Bill McCall's coaching staff in '73, and along with Jerry ran the defense. Bill brought assistant coaches Bob Fitro, Ken Campbell, and Andy Gravick. They all sold their homes, brought their families to Hardee County. Well, the '73 football season was not what everyone expected. We lost every game, most weren't even close. And at the end of the season, Bill left for University of Kentucky. Jerry stepped up as the new head coach, and along with Andy Gravick, James Creighton, and me, we formed the coaching staff. I believe Jerry accepted the challenge of the head football coach because he saw some things that gave him hope of being successful. He saw a community that wanted to win, kids and coaches that were not afraid of working hard, and we did work hard. Now, Jerry was not exactly a perfect fit for Hardee County. He was born and raised in Ravenna, Ohio, and he brought a little different personality and attitude than what we were used to. I remember a picture and a headline in the Herald Advocate during spring practice in '73, which described Kapusta as a, quote, wild man. If you take a look at this picture, you can see why. For those of us who knew Jerry, we know him to be a man of emotion. In fact, that's one of his best attributes as a football coach. He used his emotions to motivate his players. I remember one example on practice one hot, miserable afternoon when it must have been over 100 degrees, and all of us wanted to quit. But not Jerry. That was an opportunity to get better. Our left tackle, Pete Bogan, was really dragging. He was heavy and the heat was taking its toll, and Jerry was on Pete after every play. Pete began to get madder and madder, and we weren't sure what was going to happen. Finally, the huddle broke. Pete lined up, took one look at Jerry, and his jaw dropped. Here Jerry had found a rotting 2x4 lying around. He picked it up and began gnawing on it. Pete looked at Jerry. His eyes got real big. No one said a word, but we all went out, ran every play as hard as we could, and there was no more dragging that day. Jerry was head coach of the Wildcats from '74 to '77, and winning football games once again became expected on Friday night. The Wildcats won because Coach Kapusta demanded discipline, hard work, sacrifice, and toughness. And Jerry's teams went 26-13-1 during that time. Jerry had a big heart for his players. He was hard on them, expected a lot, but that was because he wanted them to be the best football players, and as a result, the best people that they could be. I'll tell you one more story about Jerry. You know, Jerry loved the Hardee High band. He even used to play his favorite song at pep rallies. But there was one episode when the band and Coach Kapusta didn't get along. And some of you may remember reading a headline in the Tampa Tribune that said, "Band versus football team." Well, I'm here to tell you what happened. We were running through practice on a Thursday, going through our offense and defensive plays when we noticed the band was lining up in the north end zone. We knew the band director wasn't happy because he couldn't use the football field and prep for their halftime performance. Jerry told him in no uncertain terms that the football field was for the football team. And that was it. We were surprised to see the marching band begin marching towards us, and they almost stopped in the middle of our defense around the 50-yard line. Jerry was fuming. You could almost see the steam coming out of his ears. He quickly announced the next play would be a 43 power right into the tuba section. As we lined up to run the play, the band quickly did an about face and marched back to the end zone. In '78, Jerry left the role of head football coach for that of Hardee High assistant principal and athletic director. And as AD, he began the work of putting together a structure for Hardee High athletics that's still in place today. I believe Jerry will be appreciated most for establishing a firm financial foundation for Hardee High athletics. He began the idea of a golf tournament, an annual event for many years sponsored and underwritten by Cargill Phosphate, and it raised a lot of money for Hardee High athletics. Over the years, the Cargill became known as Jerry's Tournament, and it set the standard in the heartland for raising money for athletics. As I mentioned earlier, Jerry Kapusta has a big heart. He may seem rough and tough on the outside, but that exterior does not measure the Jerry Kapusta that I know. He cares deeply about his family. Wife Marcia is his rock, soulmate, confidant, advisor, and has been with him through thick and thin. And they are extremely proud of their 3 children, Markel, Travis, and Corey. Jerry Kapusta has many, many friends in this community, as evidenced by their presence here tonight. So many memories about this man, his unique character and contributions to Hardee High athletics. Please welcome, as the newest addition to the Hardee County Athletic Foundation Hall of Fame, Mr. Jerry Kapusta.